Hello and welcome back. And whilst I think the internet is actually fine tonight, I have another problem. YouTube is playing up tonight. It's YouTube's turn to be not functioning. Technology is just amazing. And at the moment, I have no analytics. I'm told the stream health is looking pretty good, but analytics wise, I have no information on my screen. So I've no idea if there's anybody there, if I'm talking to myself or whatever. If there are people here in the chat, can you let me know if you can hear the screen, if you can see it? I've got absolutely no details except it says excellent connection. That's all the information I have. So if you can keep me updated as to how the stream is performing, that would be much appreciated. I cannot see any analytics, any data at all. YouTube has decided to play up tonight. It was my internet for the past few days, and now it's YouTube's turn to not function correctly. We had a whirlwind kind of job change, and it all happened within 3 days. The Bournemouth manager, he left his job, and if we have a look at the manager history, the Bournemouth manager left his job on the 22nd of August, and by the 25th of August we were installed in post. I've never seen that in Football Manager in my entire 15 years or 16 years or whatever it is of playing this game. I've never seen someone headhunted by a club so quickly and within 3 days being put in position. They called me in for an interview on the 23rd of August, and they hired me then on the 25th. So it took just 3 days from the manager finishing his job to me getting installed as the new manager. I've never seen that ever in FM, and if you guys have seen that, please let me know, because that's all new to me. We've got, we have been through the transfer window. I went through that. It was very tricky, and deadline day was chaotic. And I thought better to go through that rather than play that live. And there was one game during that time, a game against Leeds, and we continued what was a little mini revival of form. We beat Leeds away by 3-0. It was fairly comfortable, but and what that's done is move us up into 8th in the league. In terms of the league, where we are predicted to finish is in 14th. I'll be perfectly happy with 14th. We don't have a very good squad, and it's not going to be very easy at all. The squad is looking pretty poor in actual fact. In terms of in goal, we only have the 2 goalkeepers, neither of whom is exceptional. Breno isn't bad. And then defensive right, we don't really have great players in this team. Defensive left, we're really struggling at defender left. Central defense, probably Boyomo is probably our best player, and we don't really have anyone at DLP or centre mid of any great value. Again, looking at, we do have cover on the right wing, but it's not very good. And also Traore is probably the best left winger we have, but he's also the best in terms of our shadow striker, so he's probably going to have to play as the shadow striker, and Cliver will play as the left wing. And then up front, it's not very good either. We don't have great forwards. In terms of what happened in the transfer window, after I took over, I realised we had to get some players in, and we have got a few players in. We brought in Lukongo from Monaco. He's come in on loan. It was a good loan signing, I think. He's a very good player, Lukongo. I think I really want to play him as the DLP because of his passing. He can also tackle and he can also mark. His mentals are very, very good. I think he probably would make a good DLP, but he's also the best centre mid that I have. I think he's good to come in on loan. He's a good signing. And then we brought in Sebastian Cacares. He's come in also from Monaco on loan. He's a central defender. He's very good in the air. Although his jumping reach is poor, his heading ability is very good. He can mark and he can tackle. And so he's the one at the back who's going to be doing the donkey work in terms of tackling and marking. He also has good mentals, and I think he'll make a good central defender. He's got good physicals as well. Decent, I would say, for Premier League. Not a bad signing. And then Yusufa Moukoko, he's come in on loan again from Dortmund, and he's a forward. Good finishing, good composure, and very good pace. Going to play him as an advanced forward, of course. See if he can bang a few goals in. It's going to be an interesting signing. He's very young. He's only 21 years old. We'll have to see how he gets on. And then we brought in Josh Wilson-Esperand from Manchester City. I think he's a good fullback. Our scouts don't rate him. They rate him only as a 2-star fullback. I think he's better than that. I think he's got decent mentals for the Premier League. His physicals are not bad, and technically he can do things. He can cross and he can dribble. He has good technique. His tackling and marking are okay. I think that my scouts and my coaches are underestimating this boy. He's 23 years old now and should be a very good player. He's come in for 3.1 million. I wanted to do some more business, but unfortunately we couldn't bring them in. Tried to bring in Salvatore Esposito, but he didn't want to come, rejected a contract. And so with the transfer window closed, we still have nearly 4 million left. We have plenty of wage budget. We weren't able to spend it in the end. Just not enough time. We brought 4 in. I guess that's pretty good, but I don't know if we're going to be able to achieve what the board expect from us. As being an established Premier League team, that ties in with being a mid-table team. I don't know if we're capable of being a mid-table team. Be competitive in the FA Cup and be competitive in the Carabao Cup. That just means do your best, I think. And Liverpool in the Carabao Cup is going to be quite difficult. We have that game coming up right now. I'm not expecting to do anything other than lose by as little as possible against Liverpool. And we're going to just play with holding our shape. We're going to play with a standard line. We're going to slow everything down and try and frustrate them. I can't see us getting anything out of it. Although Liverpool are struggling at the moment, they are in the league, they are in 12th. They are like ourselves, only have 5 points from 4 games. So they are struggling just as much as we are. And so I'm just going to get on with this. I have no idea if there's anybody in the chat. As I said, the analytics is not working, and so I can't see what is going on here today. So there may be people in here, there may not be. I'm just going to carry on, and if there's no interaction within an hour, I'll probably call it a day, because I'll have to guess that nobody's actually watching. So I'm going to just play through some matches, and if there is anybody there, then introduce yourself, say hi, and hopefully we'll play some decent football. And he doesn't want Kluivert. I actually don't want Kluivert playing up top. I haven't got Kluivert up top, have I? I'm going to have a look at that team completely. We don't want to be playing in a positive manner. I don't want to be taking any risks. I do have, for some reason, Kluivert up top. Not quite sure why he would be playing up top. I don't want to play Parrott either. I'm going to play Moukoko up top. And hey Jonesy, what happened with Torquay? I'm out of the loop there. What happened with Torquay? And hi Cert, thanks for the compliment, mate, and enjoy the stream. I'm not quite sure what's been going on here. I've got Scotland Congo everything else looks okay. I want to play Biomo. He's probably our best central defender. He's probably our best player, Biomo, by a street. Gone into administration, another club that's going down that road. Let's hope they can survive it. It's always horrible when that happens to a club. Let's go and play some football. I've decided to hold shape today, and just to play with a standard line. Obviously, Liverpool's pace worries me a great deal. We're just going to play as we normally play, and hopefully keep the score down to a reasonable amount. And Makuku, I guess, is a very good player. He's 21 years old. He's not the finished article by any means. Playing him in the Carabao Cup, I expect to win. I don't expect to win. We've got nothing to lose here, boys. Absolutely nothing to lose. Go out there and just do your best. I've got faith in you. This is a new beginning, and Liverpool await. In the first match, I'm well, Jonesy. I'm pretty well. Updated thoughts on FM24. I'm really struggling with a number of issues. The first issue that I'm dealing with in FM24 is second half syndrome. Second half syndrome is driving me crazy, where you're doing really well, 3-0 up in the first half, and then for no reason whatsoever, the opposition really take control of the game where they've not been in it up to half-time. Second half syndrome is annoying. I think pretty much everything else, I'm having problems with the number of highlights. If you play in key highlights, the number of highlights that the opposition have to score is totally unbalanced to what you have to score. So you'll need perhaps 6 highlights to score a goal, or I think it's more. I've started measuring it. It's more like 4.5 highlights to score, whereas the opposition only need 2 highlights to score a goal. There's a little bit of an imbalance in key highlights. I'm going to push the lines up a little bit, because I think probably that is the issue here, although I can't be sure. But I do think we got to stop Liverpool just dominating possession. And if we push the lines up a little bit, I think visually it looks good. I think these graphics are great. And I think when it came out, everybody was like, wow, look at these graphics. And it's something we take for granted now, but compare them to if you remember the graphics in 23, this was a huge upgrade. And we just kind of take it for granted now. And we are going to get hammered here. That was a good save by the goalkeeper, but he was offside. I'm not expecting to do anything against Liverpool. And I think what I will keep an eye on is who is causing me the most nonsense here. Tomiyasu is playing for Liverpool, is he? Nobody really is causing me huge problems at the moment, but we are giving away a number of free kicks, which is annoying me. And I want them to stay on their feet. I think we're giving away a ton of free kicks outside our penalty area. So I agree with you, sir. I think visually it looks good. They haven't sorted any. What was that? Like, that's an issue. Why was that highlight cut off just as the goalkeeper was going to challenge for it? That's an issue. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, there are several things like in my other save, the issue of attacking your weakness is still there. Every wing back that I have in my other save is being injured. So that's still there. They haven't tackled any of the problems that the game has had over the years. And what hit the post, does it? But it was saved as well. Oh, my Lord. If I worry that they're basing... He's injured now, is he? To take him off. I worry that they're basing the FM25 on this. This will be a base for FM25 to be built on, and that does worry me. And that really does worry me, that FM25 will have the same coding with the same issues, but just will look prettier again. And it's not for me about looking prettier, it's about representing what goes on a little bit better. We shall see. FM25 is what everyone's looking forward to, and we shall see. And we are in trouble here again, but well saved. And I have to take off this winger. Let's get to half-time and take this winger off. How did he get hurt? All my other players are also suffering, and we are not playing at any intensity at all. So really, why they are suffering like this? And Anthony is playing like a banana. So he has to come off as well. So both wingers have to come off. But that might be something to do with the width, so let's narrow it down a little bit. Anthony has to come off. He's like so many on yellow cards here. Who would I put out there? Clivert can come on. And Favour needs to come off. Can't do any worse, those boys. These guys need to come off the tackling. So let's tell him to ease off the tackles. I don't really want to ease off the tackles. And Mopham needs to come off that as well. It's not been excellent. And I think actually I'm going to go to positive. I don't think Liverpool are actually playing that well. I got no... Come on, we can do this, boys. You weren't that bad. Come on. It's just one goal. That's all we need. And then penalties, because usually it goes to penalties in the Carabao Cup first round. Although when you're playing the big teams, it doesn't go to penalties. It's only when you're playing teams from the League 2 and League 1 that it goes to penalties. Liverpool's and Arsenal's usually beat you first time out. And if you're a big team, if you're a team playing against a bigger team, you can win. But when you're playing smaller teams, it will definitely go to penalties. Against big teams, it doesn't always. And we are in trouble here. They're just messing with us, aren't they? Good save. Same with smarter transfers. Yeah, it doesn't happen, Jonesy. It just really doesn't happen. And I don't really know why they bothered introducing the intermediaries either, because that's supposed to make selling players easier, but it didn't. It's made it much more of a nonsense. And we are not passing the ball very well, unfortunately. New team who are still getting used to this way of playing. And it's going to take a long time. I'm really worried that this Bournemouth team may actually be in a relegation battle this season. It's not a good team. And I can't see how they're going to win games, to be honest. It's a very poor team. But if teams make mistakes like that against us, we might have a chance. If somebody can pass, he's offside, isn't he? Offside. Is that linesman flag up there? Is he given offside? Yeah, it's being checked. I think he's offside. The game's not going to give me this one. No way. Oh, it has been awarded. We are back in the game, are we? What a dreadful error. Who was that passing that ball? It was a good finish by Makuko. And... you've never used 3D. I think if they make it pretty, then it's worth doing. It does look nice if it plays out well. And I used to play in 2D. I still do sometimes when I'm playing my own saves and I can't figure out what's going on. I'll switch to comprehensive and 2D. But now this is good. I mean, I quite like the how it looks, how it plays out. People do speed up the highlights, but I think it looks terrible when the highlights are speeded up. If we just do that, we'll go up one notch. I actually think it looks absolutely dreadful, but when it's played at normal speed, I actually think it looks okay. And somehow we are still in this game, and I don't know how. I think maybe going narrower has helped because our passing has improved a little bit. But at the moment, it's all Liverpool, and the game's just playing with me, I think. I need to make some changes, but this speed is too fast, and I definitely can't see what's going on. So it looks better when you slow it down and the game plays out normally. One of the other issues I have with the game is that if you actually look at the football pitch, it's way too big. The football pitch is too big and the players are too small. And we've just gone behind. And I'm still in that silly speed, am I? Oh, there it is. That's why. Shouldn't mess with that, should I? So, which is this? Medium, normal. And so finally, Liverpool have broken the deadlock. I need to go and make some substitutions. My team are absolutely exhausted, and they're not playing with any intensity. Look how tired they are. And they've all been rested for a day. So, I really don't understand this. So, let's bring on... Esbrand can come on for Kelly. Traore is tired. Billing will have to come on there. And Lukongo is tired. Tyler Adams can come in here. And that's going to be that, I think. Finished in the Carabao Cup for this season. But I guess that will go down as being competitive. I think being competitive means not losing 8-0. But doing your best. 3. Oh, no. Goalkeeper's had a good game. He's only on a 6.9. But I've been watching him. He's made 4 really good saves. So... he's finally made it to a 7. Is there going to be a late goal for us? No, there's not. It's too much to ask. It is Liverpool after all. And it is Bournemouth. And we've just joined them and we're still getting them used to playing this way. So it's not going to happen. I'm not even going to think about it. Not going to think about it. If it does go to penalties, then we might even win it. But I'm not thinking about it. Offside again. Come on, boys. Come on. Yep, that was offside. Definitely offside. Well, we haven't been hammered, and that's the main thing. We've actually done well. We've got 100% of our shots on target. We haven't created too much. But we've actually done well. And... look how tired these players are getting. Wonder why that is. They're not doing anything. Liverpool are playing a high press and they're quite fresh. We're not actually pressing or counter-attacking or running around or dribbling or doing anything. And yet we're knackered. And they were rested for a day this week. Oh, that was terrible, but he's got it back. Okay, game. Let's not just mess about here. Let's get the game over and we can focus on the league. Yeah, it's all over now. Not a bad result, I suppose. Not a bad result. I've got no assistant manager either, have I? This is weird. And that's not going to help me. Have I got an assistant manager? No, I don't have an assistant manager. I guess I need to find an assistant manager. Well, I'm going to do that quickly. Tactical knowledge, judging player. Have I looked for one? Have I actually made an offer for one? Yeah, he's waiting on a work permit. Albert Peris. He's a good assistant manager. Yeah, I do remember now. I made an offer for one. He's pretty decent as an assistant manager for a team like Bournemouth. So we've been defeated. Of course, we were defeated. And so we have who next? We have Brighton. And then we are playing in the Europa League. Oh, my goodness me. Which is also another reason why it's good to be out of the Carabao Cup, which is a nonsense cup. And then Forest. For Brighton and Forest in the league, we could get points from. Although, playing in Europe, this game, if I read this game correctly, and I've been playing it for a long time, this game, when you have got a busy schedule like this, will always make you lose these games in the league. And they generally are against weaker teams than you, Brighton and Nottingham Forest and Palace. So I do not expect any points at all from those 3 games in the league. And it's simply because we are playing in Europe. And if the game is true to itself, regardless of the fact that we are not as good as these teams in Europe, we will beat them. And we will lose all the Premier League stuff. That's how this game works. And coding, really, yeah, if you want to talk about the coding, yeah, the form is dreadful. And though they had a couple of draws, I mean, if you look at the last 4 games, it's been 2 draws and a win and a defeat. I don't think that's particularly bad. Since I've come in, 1 win and 1 defeat. We'll see how it goes. But I do know what's going to happen here. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace and Brighton, when you expect to get some points against them, because of these 2 European games, which you'll probably win, you will then lose, or probably only get 1 point maximum from the Premier League games. That's how the game works. That's what you've got to live with. And the coding has to change on that. They've got to change the code, because if it becomes predictable like that, what's the point of playing? And that's how I'm feeling in my other save at the moment, is that I can call it. And now that the problem with the game is that the opposition will score once in every 2 times they have a highlight, then you've got a real problem, because you know if they miss one, they're going to score the next one. So it's becoming almost unplayable or unwatchable, if you like. And sometimes I just feel like I just want to click instant result, because I don't want to watch it anymore, because I just know what's going to happen. And if it becomes predictable like this, then we have problems. So I'm going to rest this squad every game now then, because they obviously are really dreadful when it comes to fitness. I think we have to train them in endurance. Jonesy, my favourite FM is FM24. If we could have the coding for FM24 back, plus the fancy graphics, I'd be happy. It started to go downhill with FM23, and it's got even worse with FM24. And I think they're just trying to make it harder over the last couple of years, and they're not succeeding. They're just showing that it has so many faults. Let's get on to this Premier League game against Brighton. So because of Europe, I'm going to... Oh, do I have to? I'm going to say that we will lose our Premier League games and win the Europa League games. And we'll see if the game is true to form. Really thrilled. What should we expect from Bournemouth? Oh, we're going to be champions. I don't. Right now, I have no idea. He's a good player, and I'm happy to have him here. You have an option to sign Kaka as he's a good player, and I'm happy to have him here. I'm not going to promise anybody anything. He wouldn't be here if we didn't believe in his quality. Makuku, I certainly hope so. I think he's going to make us... How do you think Bournemouth will react? It's an exciting time. I'm not going to debate my squad at the moment. Oh, these questions are horrid. They're just like designed to trip you up and just go neutral all the time. And that's it, done. I hate going to press conferences. I really do. Brighton. What have they got to offer? Have long shots. Don't have any pace though. So what we need to do is identify who has the long shots. We need to push our line up. We're not going to hold shape against Brighton. We will counterattack a little bit more. And we just need to close down the players who have the long shots. Who is this guy? How did I miss him? Left back for free. Oh, he's 34. Oof, he wants to make some changes. While I'm new, I think I'd better actually go with what he says. But he's probably completely messed up the bench now. Lloyd Kelly. I think I want to put him on attack as well. This time. Alex Scott. He's not fit. So let's have a look at the bench. You can see from the bench that there are no fullbacks on the bench. So you can guarantee that the fullbacks would have dreadful games. So let's sort out the bench a little bit, shall we? We don't need central defenders up to our eyeballs. So we've got one central defender, then S. Brand, fullback. Brandon Williams still not fit. Jacob Greaves. No, he's a left fullback. Where's my other fullback? It's Adams, isn't it? Oh boy, this is going to be really difficult till Brandon Williams is back. And he's out for how long? 2 to 5 weeks. Because defender right, I don't have fullback on the right. Max Aarons is the only one. So that's going to be a problem. And Lakonga. Billing. Anthony and Parrott. That'll be fine. I think he's picked a really weak team for the game against Brighton, and Alex Scott is tired. I don't want to risk him. So maybe... Who did I identify? Lakonga can come in and play as the DLP. He's fitter. So I'm just hoping that I will get my assistant manager in before very long as well. Not knowing what to say in the changing room. Often I have no idea what to say and I just go with what the assistant says. And so not knowing what to say is sometimes quite difficult and I usually mess it up. Fitzgerald. Oh, I'd like to have him in the side, but unfortunately it's not going to be. So many players, when I was actually in the transfer window, did not want to come to Bournemouth. Brighton are really struggling, and so maybe we should go into this game positive, not balanced. Let's see if we can't make a positive start to this game. Favre, he's not fit. Scott for Lakonga. And I want to try and identify who these players are with the long shot. Ferguson. 14 long shot. So he needs closing down. Matoma as well. But he's too pacey. And he's going to be out wide, so... Yeah, they are good with their long shot, aren't they? Actually, I'm not going to close him down. We're going to look at Billy Gilmore. And we're going to tight mark him. Pacho. We're going to tight mark him and left foot. And then João Pedro, he also does need tight marking and left foot. And Kamada, yeah, they're actually very good passers of the ball. This is not going to be an easy game, and we're going to struggle. I think we are going to be facing. Hey Andy, how are you doing? Hey DA, how are you doing? Ian Brunskill as a coach. Yeah, I don't even know who my coaching staff is. Our home form is important to us. Let's go and make a difference. And we haven't had the greatest of starts, but let's hope we can get back into form. But as I've said, I'm not expecting any results at all from the Premier League while we are playing these European games. I suspect the European games we will win, but we will lose the Premier League games. Hey Stephen. Type mark players who are extremely creative. That's what I do. That's what I've learned over the years. Basically, the idea is get tight to the creative players so it doesn't give them time. You've got to stop them spraying the long passes over the top, which they will do. And we are going to get beaten here. The game is going to do what the game does. And I have already told you what's going to happen. 2 victories in the Europa League and no victories in the Premier League. So we're not expecting anything here. And at the moment we are being soundly beaten. And maybe the line has got to come back because they do have this horrid pace. But I'm really reluctant to set the line back anymore because the passing. They have this dreadful long shot ability. And I don't want to encourage them to take shots from outside the box like that. Let's go narrow. And the line for a high line is very deep. And is that something to do with pitch size? Is the pitch extremely long at Bournemouth, I wonder, which is... When we're defending, our line is too deep. Should I go much higher, but then the pace might do me in? Let's go and have him... Let's have the fullbacks close down less. That's a nice pass. Come on, somebody do something. Give us a goal. Come on, FM. Give us... Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, boy. It's just familiarity, is it? Just familiarity. Oh, nice one. Adams in space. Into the box. What a chance. Can't put it into the box. That was just greedy. Just greedy. I didn't think he'd picked a very strong team here today. And none of them are playing very well. Nobody's having a very good game at the moment. Easy for the goalkeeper. Why are you blaming the coach for the defeat? That's an interesting one, watching the game. I mean, I can understand blaming the manager, but why are you blaming the coach? Yeah, Andy, we've played against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, and we lost 2-1 at home. And we also, before I did this off camera, while the transfer window was finished, beat Leeds at home by 3-0, away by 3-0. So we are in 8th place in the Premier League, but this is not going to last. It's a false dawn. We've got to pass the ball a little bit better. They're learning, I guess, how I want them to play. But I suspect that we're not getting anything out of these games because we're in Europe. We'll pick up a few points later. Being in Europe is going to mean it will get dragged into a relegation battle, I think. Because this team doesn't have depth, and it's just not good enough. The players are not good enough. And actually Brighton are beating us and playing better than Liverpool did against us. So it doesn't bode very well. And I've actually done some measuring of the amount of highlights that the opposition need in key highlights. And in key highlights, they will score, I think the ratio is 66%, so they'll score with 66% of their highlights, but we will only score with 30% of our highlights. So there is a huge imbalance in the amount of highlights that are needed for each team in key highlights. I'm in extended now, so they are missing some of their highlights like that. In key highlights, that does not get shown. This is not working either. Let's hold the shape then. We've got to get a point out of this. Because at the moment we are back down to 9th. They sound a little bit like me, DA, tactically inept. I'm worried, really worried about this high line. Should I be worried? But there is still too much space between the lines. And it's something that I have noticed about FM24. The pitch is way too big. The players look like ants running around on the pitch. They're like if you watch a game on TV, the players look a lot bigger when they're showing them on the pitch. They cover a lot more of the pitch. And they're just not doing that. They look like tiny in FM. They're huge spaces on the pitch. And one of these long shots is going to go in soon. But at least we're keeping them to shots from outside the area. It would be nice if I could score a goal from a set piece, but I suppose that's my fault. I've really got to learn how to do my own set pieces. Oh my good lord. That was worrying. I haven't got any ball-playing defenders. Yeah, I have. I don't want them being ball-playing defenders. Oh, who was that? Makoko. Let's make them central defenders. We don't want ball playing defenders when we are near the bottom of the league. Okay, 0-0 against Brighton is not bad. Our shooting has not been good enough, and you've got to be better. We haven't created too many chances, but we've got to be better. Max Aarons is playing badly. Let's go to some of these players. Anybody 6.5 or less. And you've not been good enough. Get your act together. Now, we've done well. There is no, we haven't dominated the game, so hopefully there's going to be no second half syndrome to kick in here. Nicely done. That last highlight was an example of the game not being able to show what was going on, but that's purely because I asked the defenders to close down less. So he didn't get tight to him, and it just looked like the winger gave the ball away to him, but it was because the fullback didn't get tight to him and won the ball. But it just wasn't able to show, the highlight wasn't able to show that, which is unfortunate. But we do have another chance. He's hit the bar. It's not going to be our day, is it? Once that starts happening, it's not going to be your day. Go on, Kelly. Go on. Come on, boys. Oi. Shots on target, only 1. Which is not going to be good enough. Let's demand more from them. I'm going to go back to balanced because we're going to be in trouble in a minute. Because we're not taking our chances. And here it is. No, it's a good save. In extended highlights, they miss a lot more. But in key highlights, every time they attack, they'll score. And that's why I think key highlights winds me up. Because it's not like you're sitting there watching, knowing they're going to score. At least you don't know in extended. But this looks very dangerous, and they've finally done it. And so my prediction is coming true. No points from the league games, but we will win both European games. I've been playing this game too long. Right, we got to go back to positive now. And make some changes. Because some of these boys, look at the forwards. Oh, for goodness sake. It's going to be a long, hard season. 6.3 for Makuku. The great hope. Supposed to be a great player. Clivert. It was Anthony who played rubbish last time. Clivert's played rubbish this time. Max Aarons has got to come off now. See, no right back. What happens? Max Aarons has an absolute shocker. Because I don't have a right back who can replace him. So predictable, this game. It's absolutely too predictable. It's annoying. Just because I don't have cover on the bench, it doesn't mean FME always has to have a bad game. Centre-backs having bad games. Everybody, in fact. Let's leave it at that. I'm just going to go attacking for giggles because we're not going to win this anyway. And we're going to put... Maybe Aarons wants to go onto an attack. We'll put him as a wing back on attack. We'll put him on support. Anthony can attack now as well. Why not? We're not winning this game, so why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for the jugular. Oh, they're getting tired again. Traore is tired. Scott can come on there. Maybe this wasn't a good move to go to Bournemouth. We've been absolutely hammered here. At least we've managed to break Gilmore's leg. That's the good news. That's the only good thing I can find about it. Let's go and break their legs. Oh boy, come on, FM. Give us a goal. Give us at least a shot on target would be nice. It's all a bit compressed around the area. They're not used to playing this way. Let's go and let's play a little bit wider. Pass into space as well. We've got Makuku, who's got a bit of pace about him. They're going to score again, are they? No. He's got a bit of pace about him, Makuku, so pass into space, let him have a run. Yeah, it's just not going to be our day. Hitting the bar, goalkeeper saves. It's just not going to be our day. The away changing room at Bournemouth, there's only one toilet. He changed on the bus, did he? And we didn't get given a penalty there. That was a clear penalty. Well, look who's coming. Gobby, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time, Gobby. We're going attacking. We're certainly getting players further up the pitch now, aren't we? Go on, son. Oh, no. It's not a long shot. No. How are things, Gobby? How is it going? We're not losing by much. Liverpool 2-1, Brighton 1-0. Yeah, it's not by much. So is there any reason why Bournemouth do that, Andy? Is it just really to wind up the opposition? We're not going to give them any toilets. Surely the FA would have words with them. They'd be like, "Oi, this is not acceptable." Maybe they've told them and they've just said, "Nah, we're not doing it." There's no law that says how many toilets we've got to have. Oh, this is painful to look at. I wonder if we're going to score a goal in the Premier League in this episode. We'll win our European matches. That's guaranteed. I know how this game plays out. Psychological advantage. So here we go. Part 1 of my predictions is coming true. I don't want to see them scoring again. I'd like to see us scoring a goal, FM. If you don't mind, that would be nice. I know we're a bad team, but, be fair. A little highlight now and again. It's too late now, though. Home changing room is twice as big. They are nasty then, aren't they? Bournemouth are a nasty club. That is evil. 8 minutes of added time. I think what we got to do is dribble less. Oh, we already are. It's just a poor team, isn't it? Just a very, very poor team. Everybody, it's like, I'm going to check what their fitness levels are like. They're just like tired after 15 minutes of being on the pitch. I don't have another DM. Some of them I've just brought on and they're absolutely exhausted. They've only been on for like 20 minutes. They're absolutely out of it. Oh, finally the referee's given a penalty. I blame Eddie Howe. I think that's like toilets. Not providing a toilet is disgusting. It's not. It's something they should be ashamed of, not something they should be proud of. Yeah, FM, just give me a goal at the end, why don't you? And it doesn't matter one iota. Whatever, do whatever you want to do. I know what the results are going to be, so just do what you need to do. I've been playing this game too long. So this is going to be a defeat. We will win the European game next. Guaranteed. Or it'll be a draw. We certainly won't lose it because we will qualify for the knockout stage, and then we will lose in the first round of the knockout stage. This is how the game works. This is how it's coded. You should be happy. You did well, and the game is just cheating, so don't worry about it. Send Brunskill, whoever he is. I need an assistant manager. Come on. Jaden Anthony signs a new 4-year contract. Well, at least we've got him to stay. But he's rubbish anyway, so I don't know. There's no point getting excited. Look at this now. 2 defeats today. Why is the team getting so tired? Let's go to their training schedule. Let's go to next week. And we are going to be doing some endurance. I don't want to do it all the time. I'm sorry, boys, but this is how it's going to be. If you are not going to last more than 20 minutes, you are going to be doing some endurance. Oh, plenty here. They're going to love me, aren't they? And we do endurance there. Take that out and do endurance here. Not acceptable. Now we're down to 11th. But we're going to get a win now. Which is nice. Because we're playing in the Europa. Tyler Adams' work permit. He's already playing, isn't he? He's already playing. He can't play without a work permit, can he? So we're not going to go gung-ho against whoever these are. APEOL. As for his new contract, I don't know why I've given him a new contract either. He's just a piece of rubbish in FM. Who is Tapia? Why has he been left out of the... Because you're rubbish. I'd argue that... see, what's the point of adding these targets? Nobody accepts a target. Okay, we'll add you next time. And then I'll completely forget about it next time. Targets, intermediaries, why have they added these to the game? Because they're just not... you're not able to use them. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, but nothing makes sense to me in this game anymore. Achieve an average of 6.8. Oh, he's got loads of time left. We just signed him. Why is he... because of his player status. He wants to be a regular starter. But I don't want him to be a regular starter. I'm going to set my own tactic this time. Breno, Aarons, Bayono, Kelly, Lukongo, Adams, where are you? Adams is there. Brooks is favourer. He is fit now. Traore, Clivert and Makuku. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Not having a right back is a really big problem. Because no doubt he's going to have an absolute stinker again. It's like, please, let me have a fullback. It's really weird. It must be time. 2 days. It must be time in my saves for the old wing back job, because I'm getting fullback problems here as well as my other save. So it must be time in the saves to have these these the fullback jobby. I don't have a bench, I don't think. Let's put them all of them who are fit. They can all go on the bench. Oh, brilliant. Let's take people off the bench, shall we? Let's not have a bench. So where's he? Oh, he wasn't on the bench. He was the one who wasn't on the bench, so he's okay then. But not nice to take my right wingers. Right fullbacks, right wingers. This game is evil. It's picking on the right-hand side of the pitch, isn't it? Oh, we got an assistant manager. I wonder if he will be able to advise me. So I don't want to be going gung-ho against this team. So we'll just go balanced. We'll keep playing as... Yep, that will do. That will do. Much shorter passing now. They're not dealing with a shorter passing at the moment. Let's have a look at these two boys. No, he's not that good. He's not that good. We won't need to bother with him. What about this geezer? have no idea what he's about. So we don't know anything to be able to help us with opposition instructions. I think we should win this anyway, because the way the game goes is you don't win the league games this month, you win the European ones. That's the way the game usually goes. I'll be surprised if I'm wrong. So let's go and at least get a draw. A draw would be nice, boys. Come on, let's at least get a draw. But the way the results have been going, FM should be looking at addressing things now. Interesting, they also play a very short passing patient game. We've just got to outpatient them. We should be. I mean, even Bournemouth should be better than this team. Except we're not. Oh, God. I didn't know that the change in the Europa League also went to that one big table. I thought it was just for the Champions League. But clearly the European bodies want all competitions in that format. Hello, Milan. How are you doing? We're not finishing very well, considering that Makuko is supposed to be a very good player. Even though he's young, we're still not able to finish chances. This is like an FM thing, isn't it? It doesn't matter who you buy or who you get through the door. If they're like, you're still not going to be allowed to score goals. It's like an FM thing. If your team isn't the best in the league, you're going to struggle to score goals. I mean, he should be banging goals in. We should be beating this team. I'm going to go positive. I did put a full-back on attack. Maybe those two are the wrong way round, but that's what I'm going to do for now. Oh, the dreaded opposition highlight. I hate it. It's just like two teams really cancelling each other out here, isn't it? It's going to be one mistake that wins the game. But when you're not good enough, you have to be this patient. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so we've had all the play. At the moment, our shots on target percentage is 0. And again, we're going forward. He's having a good game out on the right. Can't find his man that time. Oh, no. Who told you to close down? I've not told you to close down. Do not do that. So these guys should also be standing off. But I don't think these are as much of a threat as Brighton are, but you just never know. Oh dear, that was poor. Did the goalkeeper save that? My goodness. Let's demand more. That would have been heartbreaking, like one shot, one goal again. I want to buy the strikers that the opposition have. I don't want my strikers. I want to buy... Why can't I buy the opposition strikers? and then they can have Makuko, and then he'll score 20 goals in the next 10 games. Come on, come on. Oh dear, oh dear. What I think I'm going to do is up the tempo. Let's just try upping the tempo. We've got all the possession, even if it means giving up some of the possession. Let's just try something different. But I don't like this save anymore. I loved it for the first 3 seasons, but I don't like it anymore. For the first 2 seasons. Relegation battles hurt. They really hurt. We just got to keep... Even draw. It's really important we don't lose this. Even a draw will... But against this really bad team... Against a team as bad as this... I thought FM would give us this one. Because they are very, very poor, this team. And I thought FM would give us this one. I've got my first team out. And it's not giving it to me, though, is it? It's one of the most evil games ever invented. We should be cruising this. That's better. That's better. Oh. Makuko, he's going to be like Langstaff, isn't he? He's going to just annoy me to death. Like, everybody was thrilled when we signed him. Board were absolutely, over the moon. The fans were over the moon. He's like an idiot. He's just like a typical FM forward. You're not going to score any goals. In fact, he needs to come off. He needs to be on the bench. There's no point in playing him. That was poor. Oh, finally. Thank you, FM. You've given us a goal, have you? Thank you very much. Part 2 of the prediction is coming true, then. So part 2 is about to come true. Lose all the Premier League games, but win the Europa League. So far, so good. 100% prediction. Finally. Should I drop them a bit of encouragement, or do you think they'll become complacent? I am 16 and I got 4.5k on today's games. I'm not quite sure I'm with you, Milan. 4.5k what? You won money or what? I'm not quite sure what you're actually asking there. I didn't even know there were any games today. How do you tell your parents? I think they'd be happy if you got 4.5k. Bit annoyed that you actually risked money. What, real money? You actually gambled real money? Oh, here's the equaliser, is it? No. Let's not encourage them then. Let's berate them. Right, okay, changes. Makuku, you're going to be on the bench for a while. Defense is playing okay. Just have to look for tired players now. Good. I don't like set. Oh God, they're going to give me another set piece to defend. I hate defending set pieces. Come on, let's get rid of it. Well done, Traore. Cliver, hold on to it. Hold on to it. Hold it up. No, we're not supposed to counter-attack. Just hold it up. What is he doing? This is a counter-attack and a half. We don't do counter-attacking, boys, but that's okay. It's okay. Don't tell them, then hide it under the mattress, Milan. You definitely did get lucky. 4.5k. That is very, very lucky. Well, that was a counter-attack and a half, and I've got counter-attacking switched off. Have I got hold shape on there as well? No, so they will counter sometimes. They will leave countering until they smell blood, I suppose. And they smell blood there. But part 2 looks like... Oh, here's the consolation goal, is it? No. Part 2 looks like it's coming true. Hey, Luis. How are you doing, my friend? Do I need to make some more changes here? Tyler Adams. Come on, boys. We should have been absolutely ripping these boys apart. But we're not. We're letting them dominate the game now, aren't we? They're going to try these long balls forward, are they? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Not doing so well on the pitch, though, but this is a better result. But then it's Europe, and they always let you win your European games. They just won't let me win the Premier League games. Unbelievable. Kelly. Well, we haven't actually won it yet. Oh, this is so annoying. Tyler, look how tired they are. Tyler Adams is really tired. Billing can come on then. I haven't got any other options. Or Alex Scott. Let's try Scott. And then a left winger. I don't think I have one, have I? I haven't got a left winger. Clivert did come on, didn't he? Anthony can come on. Let's go back to a balanced approach and let's hold our shape. Because maybe they're trying to counter-attack now. I'll look after the money, yeah. Send the money through to me. I'll put it under my mattress. No worries. Generally, when I create a tactic, Luis, I'm looking to create space. I need players to get into space. And so I'm looking where can I overload the opposition, basically. This one, the overload comes on the right-hand side. There's two things that you've got to consider. Your starting shape, which is your defensive shape, and your attacking shape. And how do you transition from one to the other? And once you've got that in your head, it's very easy to create a tactic that will work. But just make sure you cover all the pitch and you'll have a tactic that will work. I mean, this is not going to win us the title, but I very much doubt we'll be relegated either. That's basically because the players are not good enough. And if the players are not good enough, then you then you're handicapped straight away. It doesn't matter how good your tactic is. And I think we've seen that with some of the testing tactics that we've done. Stefan's tactic was good, but the players for Luton and Brighton are not great, and they can't do the business. And Andy's tactic has done the best of all so far, because I think just because he decided go attacking, and if you go attacking, you score more goals. Come on, make it 3. Finally put this game to bed. So basically, just pitch coverage, your defensive shape, and how are you going to transition into an attacking shape? You want an arrowhead of 5 or 6 players when you go forward. And if we look at this, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players going forward. Should have 3 in the box when you are in an attacking. We have 1, 2, 3 in the box. That'll do nicely. You want to try and get players in 4, 5 players in attacking positions. This is not an attacking tactic. If you're going to go attacking, you'll have 6 going forward. This one's got 3 or 4 going forward. It's a defensive tactic. We're not doing anything. We're not counter-pressing. We're not counter-attacking. We're keeping players back behind the ball. It's very defensive. And there we go. Part 2 of the prediction is correct. The prediction being we lose all the Premier League games, or get a point maybe if we're lucky. But we certainly won't be winning any of the Premier League games. And the second part of the prediction is we will win both of the Europa League games. That's how the game works. Who is Charlie Stevens? Never heard of him. No, you're not going to sign Parrott anyway, because that means I won't have any strikers left. So we have to drop Makuku, I think. They don't have anything that I can... They have acceleration and pace, so the only thing I would actually alter, because they have acceleration and pace, is just to drop the line back, because we are not great. We are not great at... we're not fast, so just drop the line back and it'll give them more time receiving the ball, and they'll have more time to turn and counter-attack the pace the opposition have. That's the only thing I will alter. I don't think our passing is very good, so I might have to go narrower. But, if you look at fixtures like this, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, and you think you should be getting points in these games, but not in FM. Just forget it. You're not getting them in FM. Scott Fuller Congo. And I'm afraid Makuku is going to sit on the bench for a while. Might even put Clivert up front. Put Clivert up front and then play Anthony on the wing. Definitely not playing Makuku. He's a waste of space at the moment. And if he's going to wind me up like Langstaff, he's going to spend the season on the bench. Regardless of how well the other two do. He's supposed to be the great hope for this team. But he's like the great disaster at the moment. Who is Mendes? Fitness coach. We definitely need more of them. So, Forest in 10th, and we are in 13th. Really, you'd look at this fixture and you'd think this has to be a win. Nothing else will do. And if we can win, then it could take you back up to 8th. But the game doesn't work like that. Once a new... Oh, for goodness sake. You're playing absolutely shite and you just want more money. Let's try that. Yeah, of course not. Map them also unable. And now I can't talk to him myself. This is really weird. 2 players failed to resolve his... But now I'm not allowed to talk to him. Let's have a look at the dynamics. It gets weird. Oh my good lord. No wonder we're not playing very well. Have I got any money? Can I map him? Is he any good? Who is he? Where does he play? He's a centre back, is he? 61k. What's he on now? 37k. Nah, I'm just gonna upset him. Everyone else in the squad is upset, so we'll upset him as well. Zabri, give him a game. Possibly. Zabri. Why not give him a game? He hasn't had a chance yet, has he? And Mepham is a bit upset. And I do think I want to play Lukongo instead of Adams. Adams is actually a right back, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. Sell him to Man United. Oh, Andy, please don't wind me up today. This is a horrible save that I'm doing at the moment. Like, this save for 2 seasons was like we could do no wrong. But now, it's horrible. It's a horrid save. But I had to get out of Notts County. That was going nowhere fast. Took them as far as we could take. I wonder where they are now. How they're doing in the league. Might be worth checking in on them. Might be worth. Who's the most famous Serbian player? That's a good question. It's frustration. Like, it's there to frustrate you. It's part of what the game does, Ben. It's like there's nothing you can do about it. The frustration is there. Oh, has he scored? No, missed. Because it's to frustrate you. And I've been playing this game for too long now. And this game is going to frustrate me for a while. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why I've predicted we will lose the Premier League games in this month. That's another example of why. And then we will win the European games. It's deliberately trying to get under your skin. That's what the game does. And oh, there they go. It just deliberately does this. And you've just got to put up with it. There's nothing you can do. It's not your tactic. It's nothing you can do. And if you start changing things all the time. It'll get worse. You just let it run, and eventually the game will get back and let you have a chance. But at the moment, it's just messing with my mind. And so do whatever you need to do. I've already called how the results are going to go during this month. So I know how they're going to go. I know we're going to lose all the Premier League games and win the European games. I know. It's like, I don't need to do anything else. That's the way it is going to go. The game is coded, so it's going to behave in a certain way. All computer games are coded. And people sometimes don't understand that. They think it's a real life simulation, and they think that that's even possible. Every computer game runs off strings of code, and this is no different. And so it's going to wind me up now. And the more I get wound up, the worse it will get for me. If I make silly changes because we go behind, then it's going to get worse. But we are not in this game at all. So I'm going to go attacking now, because we might as well lose 5-0 as lose 2-0. But I'm not surprised, and I wasn't surprised when we won the European game. Of course I'm not surprised. That's how the game is coded. And every year you see it's the same. So don't be surprised that it's like this. Let's put the centre mid on attack. We have everybody on attack. He can go on attack as well. So don't be surprised that things are seemingly go against you, because that's what the game does. It's how it works. I remember Vidic. I actually remember him playing. I'm so old, I remember Vidic playing. So that was a good move on my part to bring Zabernil in, because he's absolute rubbish. They're all poor. And the game's just telling me you have a very poor team. I don't know how the board expect me to finish mid-table with this lot, this piece of rubbish. Because we're going to get... Nottingham Forest are actually going to hammer us 7 or 8-0. So I don't know, unless second half syndrome kicks in. But look, Clivert, Anthony, 6.4, 6.3. It's all the attackers again. It's all the attackers. Because if you can't score a goal, you can't win a football match. So just let the game do whatever it's going to do. And the crazy, stupid thing about this is that we'll play Manchester City and beat them. And, that's how it'll go. Or Liverpool and beat them. And that's how we will find our form again. And that's supposed to then make you, build you, oh, whoa, what a result, and then you feel good. But it's not a simulation. It's not a real life simulation. And people say, is it scripted? Of course it's scripted. If you go on a holiday, you will get a series of results. That's a script. Can you alter the script? Sometimes. Sometimes. But not today. Not today, we can't. It looks like a bit of berating here. Every single one of them. Look at Clivert, 6.2. He's the worst. 6.3 for Biomo, who's supposed to be an extremely good defender. 6.3 for the other defender. We'll get stuck in as well. Let's get somebody sent off as well. That'd be cool. Let's go and really change things, because I'm getting fed up and just want to do silly things now. We get somebody sent off as well. Yeah, whatever. You let me score now that we're 4-0 down. Yeah, of course you do. I don't want to see that either. Let's go very attacking then. Teams that you're supposed to get results against, you won't. And that's part of what the game does. And look at this. This is just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Let's berate them again. To the point where they can't barely take it anymore. It's going to be just a nasty season. 5-1. Don't throw your arms up in the air. It's your fault. You're on a 6.2, buddy. It's your fault. Don't throw your arms up in the air. Can't pass, can't shoot, can't tackle. Apart from that, we're really good. Here's another goal. Half time. Oh, he must have been offside, was he? Whatever. You've been terrible. Absolutely fuming with you. I've only got 5 substitutions I can make. I need to sub them all. But I've only got 5. I can make 6.4. Yeah, that was my call to give him a game. Traore rubbish. Clivert. I bring Makuku on now and he'll score 2 and it'll end up... Look at this. 6.1. I don't have another central defender. But I'm going to bring a striker on as the central defender. Should never be playing... 6 for the goalkeeper. Oh, Jesus. So I got a striker playing as the centre-back now. How many can they score? But it's okay, because we'll still win the European game next. It's not a big deal. Notice that I have actually upped the intensity to almost full max, and now they're not getting tired. What's that about? Why aren't they getting tired now? Maybe because they're not playing. They're just standing around on the pitch doing nothing. Actually, I'm going to go to key highlights just to get this over. Don't need to see this. Don't need to sit and watch this. Bearing in mind, I've got a striker now playing as a centre-back. We're going to just about show how silly this is. Oh my goodness me. I've never seen such a bad team. Never in my whole playing career. But apart from Burnley were like this. I think about the teams that are like in Sundowns and Hiroshima and Brazil now. They're great teams. I've never seen as bad a team as this. And Notts County, yeah, there's a sixth. And Notts County were just as bad as this. I had to get out. Why is the game doing this? Why does it need to do this? What's it up to? Let's berate them again. Parrott's actually playing better than the centre half that he replaced. This is like really weird. Why is he having a good game at centre back? He's on, what is he on? He's on a 6.8 striker playing at centre half. What a stupid game. If we score, then we could win the second half with a striker. Here he is playing at centre back. He's having a much better game than the centre half that we had. But everybody else is playing absolutely dreadfully. Will they score 10? Go on, score 10. Oh, now he's gone down to a 6.5 and now they're starting to get really tired. I want to get sacked. I'm fed up. There's no need for this. I know they're a bad team, but I don't know what the game is playing at. But it's okay, we'll win the European games. What's happening? We're down to 16th. Yeah, this is not a mid-table team. Nowhere near a mid-table team. Because that's going to be their record defeat, isn't it? Look at this passing. What is wrong with them? Ba 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 ba. Yeah, you have to be more disciplined as well from now on. If you can't be trusted to pass a football, we're going to have to put you more disciplined as well. Oh, for goodness sake, FM, this is key highlights. Why do you want it to be 2 hours? Right, looks like I've got to take the opposition instructions back off them. Why is everybody exhausted? Some of them are reserves that have come on at half time and they're exhausted. Is this a new FM challenge this time round? They've put this in that you can... That the team is going to be extremely tired after 15 minutes. Is this something they've added to the game? Well, you can only change 5 subs, and if they get tired as well, there's not much you can do. Oh, please, I don't want a goal now. You're not going to make me feel better, so don't do it. Come on, this is key highlights. Come on, just get on with it. Get on with it, for goodness sake. Are you going to show all 8 minutes or something? Oh yeah, we're going to get the sending off here. I did say we'd get a sending off. And that was after I took off the get stuck in as well. This game is mad. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. This is when you just want to click go on holiday for the season. And you'll come back and find that you're in mid-table. Game's just trying to wind you up. The game actually just hates you, so it's just trying to wind you up. Or maybe I should only pick 10 players because we played better with 10 by the look of it. Our XG is 2.44. Oh, you actually played quite well. Expect to see you... No, I'm going to put them in training. They can barely stand up. Right, so he's not doing the opposition instructions. That's for sure. The worst defeat in history. But we have a Euro game now, so we'll win that. My predictions are absolutely spot on so far. I said we would lose Brighton. I said we'd lose Liverpool. I said we would win the European games. I said we would win none of the Premier League games. So far, my predictions are spot on. Absolutely accurate. So let's go out now and win the European game, and let's just like prove that this game is total nonsense. All right, they're all rested. So that does mean that I have to play Monkey up top because he's... I don't have the parrot. They've all got animal names, haven't they? I don't have the parrot up top, so I'm going to have to play Monkey up top. Ah, boy. Bournemouth have been told to pay back the fans' ticket money. That's never happened to me in FM. But don't worry about it, boys. We're winning this game. Don't worry about it. Let's give Estebrand a game. Kelly is an absolute disaster. Yeah, Sensei can probably come in. Well, let's have a look at the last 5 games. Favor, Adams, Traore, Sabriani can come in with Sensei. because they're all playing well. Esprandia and Sumare can come in as the... Oh, what am I doing? And then Sumare, he needs to play. Oh boy. I would amuse yourselves, guys, while this is going on. It's not going to get any better. It's just going to be like this. Is he a DLP or is he a centre mid? Yeah, he's a good DLP. Well, if we were playing in Vanarama. And Makuku. 6.5. He's like his average ratings. Oh, God. Right, this will be a win, though. Don't worry about it. This we will win quite comfortably. In fact, I don't even need to do the opposition instructions, because the game will not allow me to lose this game. Same as the other European game. It frustrated me for a while, but in the end it didn't let me lose it. I expect to see a much better performance. I'm expecting solid defensive. I'm expecting it. I know I'm not going to get it, but let's expect it anyway. They are in a mess. Their shape is poor. Their shape is messy. Oh, yeah. Well, scoring form continues. So that's one highlight. And no goals. Because we're back in key highlights now. We should take 3 or 4 to get a goal, and the opposition only need 1, possibly 2. But there are no highlights at the moment. Maybe we're going to get a draw here. Maybe because of the 7, it can't let us win this. Despite the fact that we are so much better. Still in 9th, though. Let's demand more. I told you I expect you to play better, not worse. Crystal Palace after this, and then we should lose that game as well. So this is the second highlight, isn't it? Usually is 3 per goal. Well, they're zipping the passes around very nicely. It all looks very nice at the moment. So it just needs a goal at the end of it. But just the passing has looked terrible in the last 2 games. And there it is. It's like, you just know. You just know the passing was being zipped around there. And you just know it's much better. So here it is, the victory. Predicted victory. Adams has actually scored twice in the last 3 games, hasn't he? He scored in the previous European game as well. So maybe he's got to be playing there. I need them to play better. 6.5 before Langstaff's double. He's already on us down to a 6.5. He's probably going to be worse than Langstaff, actually, isn't he? Probably going to be much worse, because at least Langstaff was in the Championship and had half a chance. Whereas he's playing in the Prem, he's got no chance. Too easy. See, I told you exactly what the results were going to be, didn't I? Even when that we've lost 7-1 to Nottingham Forest, it doesn't matter, because it's planned. I told you this was going to be how it was. I never had any doubts that we were going to win this. Never had any doubts. Or did I doubt we were going to win the other one, even though the goal took a long time to come? Never had any doubts. Same here. No doubts at all. And we're not playing in a different tactic. We're not playing in a different way. It's just exactly the same. Let's make some changes. Kelly is tired. God, these boys are getting so tired. I have the Brazilian team. They don't get tired at all. I have problems with substitutions because they just don't get tired. So what is this? What is this? Yeah, Makuku's off already. They're playing well. Anthony is playing dreadfully again. Let's get Cliver on them. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Well, yeah, you should have, because they're absolutely all coming true. And Crystal Palace, put a bet on Crystal Palace. That will be a defeat. There's no way we are beating Crystal Palace. I know this game. We'll recover once Europe is done. That we'll be banging goals in for fun once Europe is finished. I don't have a right back. I'm sorry. I might put somebody else on. Somebody must be able to at least play at right back. Until I can get... Oh, Boyoma can play at right back. Tyler Adams is tired. About time Wagner came and had a game, I guess. But there you go. Another correct prediction. I don't know how I do it. It's so hard predicting football results normally. I don't know how I do it. (3-0) Palace. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that at all. I wouldn't argue with that at all, Milan. You put some money on it if you can. Find a bookie and put some money on it. You'll probably double your money. This is why it needs to change. This game needs to change. The coding has got to completely change. Because if I'm sitting here working this out, I'm not the only one who's learned how to work this out, who knows exactly what's going to happen. And that's taken the enjoyment out of the game. There's nothing to enjoy. You know what is going to happen. And now that they've coded in the key highlights thing, you know that if there's an attack for the opposition, they're pretty much going to score. It's just taking all the enjoyment out of it. They've got to sort this coding out. So, Palace. Shall I try something different for Crystal Palace? Because if I don't do something different, I know what's going to happen. We're in fourth in the Europa League. How silly is this? How really silly is this? And look, they're not even breathless. What is going on? So Wagner, he didn't do bad actually, did he? As a sub, he can get some game time. So shall I do something completely different for Crystal Palace? Or shall we just let it run the way? See, they're not very good either. No pace. I just feel like going with the Alonso just to do something really different, to try and break the game. Just go attacking. Where are Crystal Palace in the league? They're below us. Should I try and break the game? I mean, we're going to lose it anyway. There's no doubt we're going to lose it anyway. So let's just do... So Lakonga will play the... Where is he? Wagner. Where's Wagner? He can come on. Adams, Lakonga, he should play. David Brooks. Who else do we have? Tyler Adams, a wing back? Yes, he is. Kelly is not a wing back. This is where it's going to fall down, isn't it? I can't because I don't have a wing back on the left. I have S-Brand, but he's not the greatest wing back. And then... Yeah, I agree with you, Zoa. It's going to be 3-0 Crystal Palace. The game is too predictable, and Boyama can come in here. I don't want him playing, though, as a ball-playing defender. And Parrott is still suspended. Tapia's not registered for this. Greaves can come on there then. So the only thing I can think of is do this. Let's go with the Alonso tactic. Let's try and break the game, because the game is expecting me just to do the same. Mefam, Kakaris and Bayamu. But we just won the game. Why would I... Oh, Sensei is not registered, is he? Yeah, I don't know if I'm just being stupid, but it's got to be worth a try. Just breaking the game up. Traore instead of Brooks. Makoku. Brooks, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Brooks instead of... Clivert can't play as a central midfield, can he? Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so we have subs on the bench. And Aaron's... Can he play on the left then? No, he's not. He's a right back. Can play there as an inverted wing back, but no, we brought Estrand in because we think he's a good player. Certainly as good as what we've got. Well, it's taking a chance, isn't it? Because I just know if I don't do something, we'll lose the game. It doesn't reflect the player I've become. He's like got 6.0, 6.1. You have to do... Well, that's fine. I'm not going to back down here. Too bad. If you're on 6 point whatever, then you ain't getting a new contract because you are thinking, I've become a great player. Become a great player, and then we'll think about it. Stupid game. If he's in the worst form of his life, no player is going to come to you and say, I'm worth so much more money. If he can barely play the game. He's got to do something to earn that. Don't appeal. So Parrott can't play then. So who have I got now? I've got my Coco up there. That's alright. I don't have anyone who can fill that final position on the bench, but it doesn't matter. So this is it. The last game of the episode, which is normally a defeat anyway. I don't know how the game knows that it is the last game of the episode. But looking at this, it should be a defeat. And I'm willing to, if I just did what I normally do, I would bet my bottom dollar, because Crystal Palace are a team at the bottom of the league as well, that would be a defeat. So I'm just hoping that because I've just changed completely now, that it confuses the game. That is all I can do, is hope. It probably isn't going to make any difference. I have to lose this. It's coded. And it probably won't make any difference. But there is a small chance that you can change the code. And this might be one of the ways that you can do it. Well, I want to click that storm out button. I want to see what that does. I've never clicked it, and I really want to try clicking it one day. So I'm willing to guess that this is a defeat, but who knows, we might just have upset the apple cart here by completely changing what we're doing. You never know. Well, we've had the only 2 shots at the moment. Crystal Palace have not been in the game. We've had all the possession. But unfortunately, just as before, we can't get anything on target, which is just brilliant, isn't it? So it's unrelenting at the moment. Oh, here is their highlight, is it? Here's the goal. Yep, too easy. It's too predictable. Why do I bother? It's like I knew as soon as they had the throw in their own half. That's the goal. They only need one highlight. That's it. That's all they need. Oh boy. Let's go attacking them. Got to try and get back into this game. One highlight, one goal. All the bloody time. I mean, while we're having highlights, it's okay because we miss most of them. And it's the same in my other saves. But when the opposition have... well, I told you it was going to be a defeat. It's a guaranteed defeat. Of course it's a defeat. Are we going to be... Yeah, we're going to be in the relegation zone before long. But we're going to be top of the Europa League. This is like weird. It's just a weird thing. Right, let's berate them. You've been terrible. Look, Makuku, 6.5. Kakares, 6.4. Get your acts together. Oh God, have they got another highlight? Nope, we've managed to steal that one. Maybe it's a highlight for us instead. But we need 3 or 4. Oh, finally we're back in the game. Maybe we've just turned this around because we've confused the game. Guaranteed if we stayed what we were doing. Let's go back to positive. We don't need to be in attacking mode now. A draw would be great news. He still couldn't score that by himself. It took a wicked deflection. Ah, he's got himself injured, has he? Again, another injury to a wing-back. It's wing-back time, isn't it? It's wing-back time. I don't have another wing-back. That's screwed everything up, because now I've got to go back to this. Because I don't have a wing-back. That's totally screwed everything. And who's the worst of the defenders? Kakares. The Congo can come back here. Brooks can come in here. Oh, Brooks can play on the wing, can't he? And... well, Brooks can play in there, can't he? Just about. Favor can come in here. Anthony can come out here. Actually, undo that. Wagner can come down here. Clivert can come up here. And that'll do for now. But this has just messed everything up now. The game's just so smart, isn't it? Like, let's take his wing backs out of the game so he can't play that shape. It's just like so smart, this game. I take whatever I've said about artificial intelligence back. It knew that if it took the wing back out, I'd be really struggling. But let's just hope. No, it's not going to be. How smart is this game, eh? How did it know? I'd have to revert back to what we were doing before. So that means we are going to lose them. Unless we have done enough. No, we haven't done enough, have we? There it is. There it is. Oh, predictable game. I tell you what, I would make a fortune if we could actually gamble on this. I'd make an absolute fortune. The game was so clever there, it stopped me. It stopped me playing the way I wanted to play by injuring the wing back. Very smart. Really smart. Makuku that can barely run. What is this team? They can't run. They've got nothing left. What is wrong with them? This is another thing the game is just doing, isn't it? It's just saying, right, we're going to just have your players so exhausted. I know they're playing in Europe, but this is a different team to the one that played in Europe. As soon as I had to change the tactic back, I've now gone 3-1 down. This game is smart. Let's just injure his wing back. He has to switch back to what he was doing before, and then it's game over. But there we go. Predictions, every one of them correct. Every single one of them correct. And I would have made a fortune if we'd been able to gamble on this. Even somebody said 3-0 in the scoreline. Hi, Johnny. 3-1. So even the scoreline was close. Heck yeah, that was really smart. The game was really smart then. I've got to take my hat off to it. We actually had fooled it. And I'm not in the mood to tolerate all this nonsense. I think that's been very productive. Let's have a look at the dynamics. Dynamics are actually not bad, but there's just too many unhappy players. This is Burnley all over again. Do you remember Burnley? This is what we had for the entire season at Burnley. And that's why we never won a game up until November. And I don't care if they all want to leave. The club will sell them all. Look at this now. Chelsea, West Ham. In fact, I think I might resign and go back to League Two. This is not looking good. Right, that's it. We have predicted every one of those results. I told you right at the beginning we'd lose to Liverpool, that we would lose all our Premier League games, and we would win both Europa League games. And that is exactly what's happened. And this team that cannot score a goal is sitting in fourth in the Europa League. And this is the most ridiculous, stupid thing that I have ever come across. And our form will go on in Europe for a while. It will ease off. We won't win all those games. But what will happen is we'll beat Sparta Prague, probably draw against Porto. We will lose one of those, but we'll end up in about 9th or 10th place, so that we have to go into the playoffs, and then we'll lose in the playoffs. Meanwhile, once we're out of Europe, our league form will improve. That's how it works. And that's why I just want to go on holiday to the end of the season and come back, and we'll be sitting in 14th, and then it will be all over. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to run it just to see what's going to happen. I'm just going to run it forward, and just for my own benefit, just to see if I'm right. And I'm not going to save it. We'll come back and play it as normal in the next episode, but I just want to see if I'm right. I know exactly what is going to happen, and I'm not happy with this game. You can tell both from this save and the other save, that FM24 is one of the worst FMs I've ever come across. It really is. They've made the graphics pretty, but the game itself is shocking. Absolutely shocking. I can even predict when the opposition are going to score goals. I just predicted when they were going to score. I told you, this is it. And they only had a throw in their own half. And I said, oh, here's the goal. And there it was. It's so bad. It's really bad. Okay, that's it for this episode. As you can tell, I'm not very happy. But it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And I think if we lose all these games, I'm just going to resign and see what other club comes up then. So, have a good night, guys. And we'll come back with more fabulous predictions next time. Because I know what is going to happen. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. And thanks for supporting the channel. And we'll see you all in the next episode.